John here. 2, 3, 4. The sun begins to shine. Love is here and we are free to see the children die. So the truth shall make us free. I walk when we can fly. On the wings of God to love, higher than the sky. Fear and doubt shall pass away, heart no longer cries. As we can perfect our love and see the children's eyes. So the truth shall make us free. Why walk when we can fly? On the wings of God to love, higher than the sky. Here we learn to live for all, choosing to be wise. Treasure all the things we proceed to children's eyes. So the truth shall make us free. Our hope when we can fly. On the wings of God to love, higher than the sky. If you choose to live this way, joy will fill your eyes. We will live our best so all can see the children's eyes. So the truth shall make us free. Our walk when we can fly. On the wings of God to love, higher than the sky. So the truth shall make us free. Our walk when we can fly. On the wings of God to love, higher than the sky. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Okay, thank you, Vanessa. I can see. So now we are opening the Sunday service with the opening prayer by Viola, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, tutor parents, thank you for this day. I want to pray thank you very much that we can come together as brothers and sisters during this time to just be together in each other's presence and to spend this time to try and help each other grow spiritually and to really focus on just taking a step back for a change and just to reset and just to think about things that are going on in our lives. And maybe today we'll have something that we need to hear, or something that we really need to, give us some inspiration, or something that maybe we're struggling with and that we need inspiration for, or maybe a different perspective. Is always really helpful for us to kind of get out of our selves once in a while and just to really reflect on that. On Father, we pray. We're so grateful to have such an opportunity every week to come together and just to hear what you have to say. Father, so I want to pray this and say this in my name,
True. Thank you very much, Vera. Now we will start with the notice by Patricia. Welcome, Patricia, there. Testimony.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I just want to share quickly a bit of testimony. A week and a half ago, I think we had a family evening where we invite all our guests. It's really interface and just really thinking about life. And the topic was about the cause of our hearts. And it was really a lovely event. A lot of people attend, but also it was just nice to discuss with each other. And I mentioned a little bit about the leadership of the heart. It's a very good program from the Women Federation. And it mentioned a lot about how difficult it is to love people and what is the reason why to open our heart. It's because we can't see often the beauty in us because we didn't receive enough love in our life, to show us what is the unique gift in us. We can give something back to others. And because of that, often we can be wounded people. And at the same time, also we have a lot of sometimes bitterness and pain. And it's hard to forgive. So we're talking about all these things, which is really quite important in fact in life, how to apply the principle and to really love truly people in a free way. So that was what I wanted to share. And yeah, also we have this devotion time, 40 days, when we try to reach out to others, especially people who are far away. But the amazing experience is that in our case, people would come to us, amazing. We had 2 people we didn't see for a long time, for 5-6 years, and they came at our doorstep. I was so moved about that. Or we bumped, or at the shopping market, and we just bumped to somebody. Or I was just at the Winterborn, having a cup of coffee, and somebody came for 5, 6, 7 years. So it made me really, really happy to reconnect with people and old friends, because just friendship never go away, isn't it?
Sure.
To nurture. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olivia. That is a book inspired by the way, how the spiritual work is working, when you forget everything, but there is somebody who come to, it's just God show you in different ways. Yeah, I am there for you. It's beautiful. It's good. So we start now with the second song. Tom, please. And I will choose David, if you can come here, please, as well. David, to sing with us is Garden of Restoration. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't work. Yes, of course. Yeah. Beautiful.
Restoration. Yes.
Today I'm taking all of you here to sing with me. Prepare your so. I like to see all of you here with me.
Just to say that many of the holy songs are very beautiful, and if you listen to the words, as you sing them, don't think about the words. The words for this song are very beautiful.
Indeed.
2,
3, 4.
sorry, what do you know?
Welcome, Madame. through the children's eyes. I forgot that it's for the song as well. Let's start now with the sermons by Viola. See through the children's eyes.
We didn't do a reading, so I thought I can start with the reading that I chose. It is from the 37th True Children's Day by Father Moon, and it was his speech in Hotel Victoria Plaza in Montevideo, Uruguay. So this is just two sections from the speech. Goes like this. From the first True Children's Day until now, was there any sinless day? Any day free of shame and disgrace? Centered on God, who can be a true son? What kind of person? Who is the king, father, master, and teacher, owner of this world? Without being a child, we can't be a father. Without being a disciple, we can't be a teacher. We have to gain authority to stand in those positions. Even to be a first grade teacher, we must pass exams. To be an owner, we must be recognized. In each of these areas, the most important qualification is the gaining of recognition by the superior. Why? Centered on love, in true love, we must be recognized as victorious. Then we can inherit the position of children of true parents or teacher or master or owner. The only way to inherit is through true love. What is true love? We think of our parents. With this standard, you will have wonderful families. We have to be proud of our parents on every level. The kingdom is based on being proud of true parents, and parents want to be proud of their children. In the kingdom of heaven, we have that authority given by God because we were kings of the family on earth. Then God will say, "You're better than me. I'm going to give you everything I have." We say, "Thank you. Amen." So that was from the 37th Children's Day. Now it is the 63rd Children's Day. So that's quite a while back. But I think it's still, the same thing still applies, right? So first of all, happy True Children's Day. We're all children in this room, right? So
Children of God.
we're all children of God. So it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, what stage of life you're going through, you're still children of God. And yeah, so I was fortunate enough to go to Kosovo on what day is today? Sunday. So last Monday, the four of us went from UK. Jamie Kong, 17 years old, Alma from London, 20 something, and then Elliot, and then myself. So we all went representing YSP UK, Youth and Students for Peace. And yeah, we did a lot in how many days? Five days, we did a lot. And yeah, I think we were all very grateful to have such an experience and to be in a part of the world that I've never been to before. I've never been to any of the Balkan countries. I mean, we have Auntie Denise here and Auntie Felomira. So we kind of know from their characteristics, right, what type of people might be there or what type of characters are going to be there. So I was looking forward to seeing like more Auntie Denise's and Auntie Felomira's because, you know, they're very warm, they're very straight to the point, they're very, I mean, they're big characters in themselves. So I didn't know what to, I didn't know what to expect, because I think the closest I've ever been is like Slovakia or Slovenia. And so when we got out the airport, and we went from the airport in the taxi to the centre, we were trying to think, well, what's this country like? Just judging it by the hills and the mountains. But then we saw the way the people drove.
Did experience the road.
Their driving is on a level that I've never experienced. I mean, I live in Smethwick, right? So their driving is very crazy. But here, I think the roundabouts is the worst thing, because even though, say, you're going out, you want to go to the 4th exit, right? They go around and they stay on the outside lane, or they go in the wrong lane, and they insist on that lane, and then just before they try and cut to go out that exit. Anyway, but I noticed, yeah, the characteristic of the people there is very
Mixed.
mixed. Yeah, it's very strange, because it was formerly like a kind of like a communist country, right?
Yeah.
But the young people that we had interaction with were very, I think maybe because they're not so influenced by the Western world or the Western media as much as the youth here are influenced. But they're very open-minded, or they're willing to kind of have discussions about peace, or have discussions about like spirituality. So that was just really nice to be part of such a, to be around such open people, and especially at such young ages. I think. So when we went there, we went to a few of them, went to a couple of universities to kind of what's the word? To show them our peace to designer training program that we have as YSP. So we did a few introductory sessions with them, some activities about peace, and just them kind of reflecting on their current situation and things like that. And I think one of the highlights for me was when we delivered one of the first, in the peace designer training, there's 12 or 13 sessions, 12 sessions. And on the first session, we had to kind of witness to get people to come to this session. And quite a few people came. And just in the discussion groups, I noticed that for some of them, this was a space to talk about how they actually felt, and to give them a platform to give their opinions, because maybe in this Kosovo, they can't necessarily give their opinions as much or make such an impact on society. But here you could see how passionate they were and how much they wanted to kind of make a difference on the society, and how much passion they have. I mean, most of them were from, I think they were doing psychology, so they were psychology students, but they had these such great ideas for such a, for me going there thinking they have very like simplistic opinions, and that was so wrong of me to think like that. But yeah, they just have so much passion and so much. There's a lot of potential in this like developing country. There's a lot of potential, especially for the young, for the youth. So I thought that was very inspiring to come from the UK and to know what we know, like the experiences we've had witnessing or fundraising, and people are a bit like very reluctant to engage in conversation, or to talk about anything really, because everyone's just getting to their job. This is my life, and not thinking about the bigger picture. So it was really refreshing. And then one of the days we went witnessing, which I had no idea about, which Elliot decided to tell us maybe a few hours beforehand. So we went witnessing a couple hours, 2-3 hours, and yeah, I struggle with witnessing like no one's business. I would prefer very much to fundraise, because you actually have something between you and the person, right? So you're selling something you can give them. When you're witnessing, you do have something to give them, but not something, physical. Yeah, and we managed to stop two people. They actually came to the centre and listened to an introductory kind of session to the principal. And they were very, I think one of the things that I learned is we were talking about science and religion because that's what you talk about in the introductory thing. But religion to some people is a bit, it's too much, got too much negativity. But when you start to talk about spirituality, people really tune into that. So we were going for that angle, talking about spirituality, and then Alma gave a tarot card reading and they were really into that. So I think it was just about kind of creating connections with them and just, a conversation. And it's really nice to see them kind of be animated about something like the tarot card reading and spirituality. And also I noticed, I heard about the foundation in like Albania and the witnessing, and how people are always coming to services and always getting new members and things like that. But because I didn't know much about Kosovo, I don't know if would it be similar to that? Would it be?
I think the most they are in Albania, yeah, but because we start as a religion as well to witness in different places or taking all centers, but almost they bring as well same in the capital city of Tirana as well in Albania, yeah, when it's seminars and things. It's somehow okay, like similar almost.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the conclusion I came to is. There's a foundation there for so much to happen, so much potential is there, and I think they're doing a great job. And I think if we could support them, a lot of things and a lot of amazing things could happen there. And I think YSP going there, and I don't know, many things could happen just from that. So yeah. Yeah, so I think one of the things also that I realised going there is so a lot of the time, I struggle with self-confidence, right? Very obvious. So I think one of the things that's one of the students said to me is, because I gave a talk, I gave a couple talks, and I just decided to say yes rather than no, even though it was, I should have said no. But they said something to me, and I really realized that it came to the realization that we as human beings, and we as having the faith that we have, the strong faith that we have, that tests us sometimes, is just to kind of know our self-worth and our value as like, true children of God. I mean, that's such a kind of big expectation, what we have to live to. You have to be these true children of God. And I think, yeah, it is, if you make it that way, if you make it a big thing, but it's not, it's the simplest thing. But what does God ask of us? What does Heavenly Father, what does God ask of us? What are the few things that He asks from us?
or 3 blessings.
3 blessings, yeah. Anything else?
To show,
To show up. Simple, yeah.
bring,
Sincere.
Being sincere.
bring lots of people,
Mhm.
help them,
Yeah. You should sacrifice.
sacrifice, and
To leave off things.
Mhm.
To leave.
To live
leave
up. Hello. So all the things that you just said aren't really big things. Are they big things? In the grand scheme of the whole world, are they big things?
yes, they are
I
indeed.
think they're big things.
They are indeed.
Simple.
But the core of it, they're really simple.
Yeah.
If you have a faith and you stick to that faith, it doesn't have to be religious, structured faith, it could be a spiritual faith. They're really simple. But I think we as humans, we overcomplicate things with all the different things we have in our daily lives, or the challenges. We really overcomplicate things. And I know I do, like 90% of the time. But I don't know, we just need to be aware of the fact and aware of our value and how much we can, help other people who are kind of searching for something else, right? Searching for something deeper. I think if you just have to be there for people. I think one of the biggest things is people nowadays, they're not accountable. Different things, right? People don't show up. People think it's okay to kind of, you say something and then you don't stick to your word in society nowadays. I find that, especially after COVID, that it's on a different level, but people just don't show up or don't, aren't there for people. And I think it's a vital thing for human beings is, what's the word? Like loyalty. When you have a loyal friend and you don't have a loyal friend, you really appreciate the loyal friend, people just to be there and during difficult times, during challenges. And I think if we understood our value as true children, we wouldn't have this problem. I think, that's my opinion. Yeah. And I think today, well, it's not today, but True Children's Day is one of the most important holy days. I think even True Fathers said it's the most important holy days because we're all true children. And for order for God to be God, or to heavenly parents to be heavenly parents, they can't be heavenly parents if we're not children. Yeah, we make our parents children. That relationship. Yeah. I had one more thing to say. And I think we as children often, if we're struggling with something, we really have this desire to connect to our parents, even though I think maybe, but then things make it hard. And what I saw by going to Kosovo is seeing the different brothers and sisters' effort and heart to, by getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5, whatever, I can't remember what time, 5, whatever, 6 o'clock, yeah, to do 100K, or to going out every day. Like we were with the Channel Book team from America. There were 5 brothers, I think, and they have so many months in Kosovo, and then they go around to different places. but to see every day them going out witnessing and, you know, trying to get people to come to the centre and to really want to spread the word about having something, having a kind of more of a meaning of life. I think that's something that was really amazing, and they did it every day, right? Every day, get up early, do this, do that, do that. And I think also when I went to Korea, I had to be around brothers and sisters who, I mean, to go to Korea first of all is always a struggle, financially, spiritually. But then just to be there and just to have this, when we went to see True Father's Sangwa anniversary, the 10th one, and then just to see brothers and sisters there and just their desire to connect to True Mother, and just to, you know, just I think we all have that desire to connect with our parents. Yeah, I think that's really important to have that there, and yeah. Yeah, so I think we had a really good time in Kosovo, and I think we made some type of impact. Yeah, and I think I can't remember the lyrics of "See Through Children's Eyes," but so the truth will make us free. I walk when we can fly on the wings of God's true love, higher in the sky. I really like those lyrics. Just to have that kind of image to be on, I know it's really cheesy, but to be on like Heavenly Father's wings, because, you know, we're his children and we just want to, I mean, ultimate purpose is to just experience joy and with other people, and especially for Heavenly Parents to really, to Heavenly Father to bring him joy through everything we do. And I think one of the things, like just any passion that we have and anything that we're really good at, just to really stick with it, and especially like Adam, like what are you really passionate about? Art. What are you going to do when you're older? Do you know? Don't know.
Chef or something like that.
Chef. Oh yeah, you do that.
Creative dishes.
Okay. You like art and you like food. You want to be a chef? Great to be a chef. Yeah. You know, in the Michelin star restaurants, they create a piece of art with the food.
Yeah.
So if you have these passions, you know, stick with it. If you're good at something, you're good at it for a reason. You're not just good at it because, you know, you were born to do something good. So really stick with the things that you're good at, because that will bring God the most joy, and it'll bring you the most joy, and also the parents the most joy to do something that you really love. So, yeah, I really want to thank you, everyone, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Viola. That was a really beautiful testimony as well. It reminded me many things through sharing with Viola, especially for my beautiful country. So it's very interesting because, as we mentioned, that today is a special day as well. It's the 6th day of Children's Day. As I can see that all of us is a big meaning of this behind that, because as we see, we say we are children of God, yeah. But if you see that these things is like all together, it doesn't matter where we are coming from. It doesn't matter what kind of religion you are. It doesn't matter if you are white, black, yellow, it doesn't matter. But all of us, we are same, we are unique. And because we are the children of God. And that is a beautiful thing, really. So, by the way, let's start now with a reflection, please. We put some more songs, please. Thank you. So we can reflect about the sermon which Viola gave a little bit. Thank you, Viola, by the way, really. That was very, very, thanks. Thank you very much. Now we start with another song. Tom, you can stay with us. It's I Will Never Leave You. Yeah, it's a song. It's the Really, Mira, if you don't mind, you can come.